Hi, it's Imagine Over 50 on it's a Sunday night, or Sunday morning actually. Yes, the weather is beautiful outside and I will be stepping outside in a while. But what we have here in Atlanta, Georgia is a thing called pollen season where everything is like green. I mean, not just a little bit of green. It's like your whole car is covered. Like if you go to the car wash, your car's already full of pollen within a matter of a second. So there you go. But anywho, Imagine Over 50. Wow, what the heck does that mean? Well, Imagine Over 50 could be many things. You know, I lost my job in January. I haven't had, steady income coming. Yes, I do have steady income coming. But, it gave me the opportunity to try to figure out what am I going to do in life. I love to travel. I really do. I love going to see different places, going to Cozumel or Costa Maya. That was fun for me. And I realized to create a magical journey for somebody, I hoped that they could have their own reflections and their own dreams and their own hopes of what they could possibly be doing during their traveling. So I have received multiple certificates for travel, and I just can't help it. I go through all of these classes and tutorials and stuff like that, and I can't help but why is a lesson taking so long when it should only take 30 minutes? Well, it's because I'm so immersed in the training that I can't help it. It's just one of those things, But Imagine Over 50 is about your inner child, where curiosity was just a thing. You weren't afraid to pick up a garden snake. You weren't afraid to pick up little things like a worm, or you weren't afraid to touch like a snake or a salamander or whatever. You just weren't afraid of it. And I think as adults, our fears sometimes get in the way. Yeah, big time. You might be fearful of whatever it is that's going on, I decided that in order for me, I can't be rude to somebody. I just can't. I love people too much. Maybe that's could be a character flaw or could be a strength, and you just don't know it, But, yesterday we had my husband and I went to a memorial service, and it was about one of my coworkers who I enjoyed working with him for like 20 years. We worked together. And I found out he had cancer in a bad, bad way in September. So I was always saying prayers for him, like, God, please just take care of him, make sure his cancer was getting better. And unfortunately, cancer won. But I'm actually relieved that he's no longer suffering. And I know that sounds mean. It sounds harsh, but not really. I felt that his cancer, it was bad. It was really, really bad. And I can see him. He's dancing and leaping before the Lord. He is happy. And I'm sure everyone misses him. He was a great guy. He was always into sports. He was always into something fun. He didn't really go into the woe is me kind of thing. And I think that's part of the Imagine Over 50. Yes, I'm out of a job in media. But you know what? I find it a chance to explore things, doing different things, doing whatever it is I want to do. I was happy. I received this in the mail recently, and I'm going to give it a shot. I'll do it. But, I'm into crocheting. I'm into being creative. I'm not afraid to go outside, and if I see a spider in the web, I'm going to leave it alone, of course, but I'm not going to go off and kill it because he's in my way. You're in his way. You are at his house at that point. So I just, yeah, I just don't, yeah. But when I was creating this podcast, I was like, when we were kids, you didn't have any inhibition. You didn't live with fear. Oh, well, if I do this thing and you're not going to have a house, you're not going to have food, you're not going to have this. But sometimes fear can get in the way, big time. You could be, I've worked with people who are, well, this is this, and I'm always sad, and I always worry. But in actuality, all you got to do is say, God, help me out, and he's always there for me, really. And I find it funny when I go on a trip, usually up to Syracuse, New York, to see my mom and the family, and it's a 16-hour drive, and I'm usually going by myself, and everyone's like, I can't believe you went by yourself. Oh my God, I would be so afraid. I wasn't, because I'm not alone. I know God is always with me, and you know what? I'm okay with that, but being over 50 and getting in touch with your inner child is about getting rid of inhibitions, where you're not afraid to touch that salamander, or you're not afraid to touch that little garden snake, or I don't know, whatever it was that you wanted to do, I've always wanted to be me. I love being creative. I love being out there and helping people. I love when my husband and I got married, and somebody was like, oh, you're politically incorrect. Well, they were saying that because on our wedding day, my husband and I, we released over 105 live butterflies after we got married. And the butterflies came in as cocoons. And so, and they hatched a week before we got married. And people were like, oh, I can't believe you did all that. And, it's politically incorrect. When it was monarch butterflies and they were going into extinctions, and we couldn't do fireworks because fireworks in the middle of the summertime could be quite expensive. And so the butterflies was about being renewed. New life has begun. New possibilities was coming around, and that was it. So we released 105 live butterflies, and every day now that we live in Atlanta, I'll see a monarch butterfly and I'll just say, hi, how you doing? I think it's, it's part of us, you wanted to create something for the world, so, but, yeah, I just think you need to get out of your, fear, get out of your comfort level a little bit, that's just me. I have been enjoying being, learning rather, being a travel agent. And the reason is because I do love to travel. I have been working extremely hard with this. And what I've been noticing is when I am in training and learning these things, I get so immersed. I can actually picture myself going to Africa and seeing the wild safari and going on a river cruise through the Chobe River, and I can see myself doing that. I can actually see myself hearing the animals, seeing the animals, and just experiencing the joy of life. Granted, I'm sure the lions will have a good time eating a gazelle or whatever, but I don't know. But you know what? Imagine Over 50 is on Facebook. It's Imagine Over 50. And then, or else you can just simply email me at imagineover50@gmail.com. Hey, if you know what, you can go ahead and subscribe, and I will be doing some more alerts and let you know when I have another podcast coming out. I might do some more live stuff eventually, but for now, this is okay. So, any rate, I hope you have a wonderful Sunday. Go out and explore the world a little bit. You know, you just get out of your comfort zone and just be you. Have a wonderful day.